Alright, thank you for tuning in to this deck tech. This is a deck I've been playing around with for a while now, my Eldrazi Tron, and I figured I'd spice things up a little bit by using the new card from Aether Revolt, Planar Bridge. It's basically, it's 6 mana to play an artifact, and you can pay 8, tap it, and search your library for a permanent card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. You can keep doing this. So with the Tron lands, it's pretty easy to get up to 8 mana. So I'm just going to run you through the deck. We got 4 Eldrazi Temples, because we play a lot of Eldrazi cards, and it helps us ramp if we don't hit Tron. Then we got our 4 of each Tron land. As you know, you put all 3 out, and they can tap for 7 mana combined, and really help you ramp. And then I run 6 wastes. There's a little bit of flex in this spot. I just want to have enough wastes that if I get Blood Mooned or get Ghost Quartered or that sort of thing, I have basics up to fetch. And same with when I get Path to Exiled, because, Path one of my creatures, whatever, I get a land. I got my 4 Expedition maps to help me get the lands together. I run 4 Eldrazi Mimics. They can be played turn 1 with the Eldrazi Temple and put a lot of tempo on. Oblivion Stone as a main board sweeper in case the opponent's board gets out of control. 2 of those. 4 Matter Reshapers. It's good turn 2 play if you have a Temple and then in any other land, and so you can play Mimic, Matter Reshaper, and hit for 3 turn 2. Also, it's a card that you're just happy to let die, because when it dies, you get to reveal the top card of your library. If it's a converted mana cost 3 or less permanent, you can put it on the battlefield, otherwise it goes to your hand. So at the worst case, it's a draw if it dies. Best case, you're getting something out into there, like one of your lands, and getting ahead on land drops. I run 4 Simian Spirit Guides as a way to ramp a little bit faster. With Simian Spirit Guide, you can go turn 1 Temple, turn 1 Mimic, then turn 2 Temple, Simian Spirit Guide. For mana, Reality Smasher, hit for 10, turn 2. So, pretty powerful draw there. Thought-Knot Seer, because it just picks apart my opponent's hands and also pumps up the Mimic. Reality Smasher, 5/5 Trample Haste. That is a little bit difficult to get rid of, so why not run 4 of those? I actually run 4 Thought-Knot Seers normally. I just only had 3 available online, so I had to modify it a little bit. 2 Oblivion Sowers. Big 5/8 body for 6. That gets me extra land. I can ramp right from like a turn 3 Tron, Oblivion Sower, then pick up 2-3 lands and be able to hit one of the bigger Eldrazi the next turn. The Namesake card, which I already went over, lets you bring in any permanent, which almost every card in my actually every card in my main board is a permanent. So lets me just basically tutor any card I want, put it into play, and it's repeatable, so that's huge. Wormcoil Engine, because it's a nice 6/6 lifelink that's hard to kill, and has Death Touch, so barely controls the board and helps keep you alive longer. Then I'm running a whole bunch of big baddies to use with the Planar Bridge. 1 Kozilek Butcher of Truth. Online I have 2 Ulamogs, but I would actually take one of those out and put a 4th Thought-Knot Seer in once I actually pick one up. So 1 Ulamog or 2. A Blightsteel Colossus, because he's big and he doesn't end up in your graveyard. So pretty useful in case you get a bunch of. The reason I have all these big threats is in case somehow I end up with all of them in my hand and I can't cast them. I can use Planar Bridge to find at least one of these guys still in my deck. And the legendary rule, I don't want to have too many of any legendary creature because it'll cancel each other out. It That Betrays, because it's got Annihilator, and with Planar Bridge you can attack with an Emrakul or a Kozilek, and before they annihilate their things, you can flash in It That Betrays, and take control of everything they annihilate. So it's got a ton of power. And again, on a big 11/11 body, definitely a threat. Then I'm running both Emrakul's, the Promised End, because they're both just extremely powerful. Emrakul, the Promised End, is a little bit easier to cast if you don't get the planar bridge, but not quite as powerful. And everybody knows Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn, is basically just game over. And with planar bridge, you can flash it in at the end of their turn. Alright, let's move on to sideboard. Alright, here, just boom, show this as card view. Alright, so I'm running 2 Spatial Contortions, 2 Warping Whales, kind of a way to deal with creature-heavy builds with small creatures. And, you know, Warping Whale, if they're playing a lot of meaningful sorceries, gives me an opportunity to counter them. Relic of Progenitus to control the graveyard a little bit. You can also use Grafdigger's Cage. I've run that before. And it also can draw you cards by exiling everything, draw a card. Ratchet Bomb, again, for the go-wide strategies. A lot of things with tokens. Just Ratchet Bomb, crack it right away. Thorn of Amethyst. This is a new addition for the new Storm deck, and a lot of other just powerful low creature cost or low casting cost decks and control decks. Can help make it a little bit harder for them to cast multiple spells. All is Dust is a one-sided board wipe since I don't control any colored permanents except for the Simian Spirit Guides, and if I cast those, it's been a bad day anyways. And Chalice of the Void to just shut down decks like Burn, Merfolk, Infect, Elves. It's a very useful card, but I don't run it main board because I just don't want that dead card against a deck that, like Tron, where I'll never get enough counters on the Chalice to make it worthwhile. And so yeah, that's basically this deck. I'm going to upload some turbo video of it from yesterday when I was playing it. I didn't have the Thorn of Amethyst in there yet, so I lost one to the to that new Cheerios combo deck, this new Storm deck, and I swore I would never let it happen again, and that's why I got those Thorns in there. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for some gameplay videos. Thanks for watching this video, and if you want to see more like it, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.